more on the ISS benzene leak. The ISS astronauts stopped search for the benzene leak source after the US-made air quality device now shorts out. So they've got some real problems up there. Cosmonauts and astronauts aboard the International Space Station first reported heightened toxic benzene concentration last month, even though the levels are not deemed high enough to pose a risk to the crew's lives. You can imagine that's not a good thing, though. A months-long search for the source of the toxic benzene leak aboard the ISS hit another snag because of the short-circuiting of the U.S. air quality monitor AQM-1, according to what NASA confirms. They said last week the ventilation system between the Russian and U.S. segments of the stations were split to try to determine the benzene source. AQM-1 was able to offer 2 readings in the Russian segment before tripping a circuit breaker on Friday. The system's failure prompted astronauts and ground control to reintegrate the segment's atmospheres. Roscosmos first reported heightened benzene concentrations inside the ISS May 20th, a week and a half before the expected arrival of the NASA SpaceX Crew Dragon with 2 U.S. astronauts on board. The search continued in June with the AQM-1 measuring air quality in the Russian Zvezda service module. Astronauts temporarily separated ventilation systems June 12th, and later NASA speculated the increase in the benzene levels may have been caused by an air filter installed in one of the U.S. modules aboard the station, indicating that specially designed charcoal HEPA filters may have absorbed benzene and other compounds and begun pushing the benzene off the filters and therefore elevating toxicity levels. Russia's space agency confirmed Friday the work on finding the source of the benzene is ongoing. In March 2019, the ISS air analyzers revealed a heightened concentration of isopropyl alcohol after the arrival of an unmanned Crew Dragon, with analysis concluding a concentration of about 6 milligrams per cubic meter, which decreased to about 2 milligrams per cubic meter after air purification systems were turned on. Benzene is a colorless liquid with a distinct sweetish odor. It's used in the production of medicines, plastics, synthetic rubber, and dyes, and is toxic and carcinogenic. The ISS consists of 12 pressurized modules, including 5 Russian modules, 7 US modules, 1 Japanese module, 1 European module, an experimental Bigelow Expandable Activity Module, BEAM for short, developed by NASA contractor Bigelow Aerospace. Construction of the space station began in 1998 with ISS modular design based on the tried and tested designs developed by the USSR with its Salyut, Almaz, and Mir space stations. Some of the Russian modules aboard the ISS were initially developed for Mir 2 space station, designed in the mid-1980s but never built. This is on Sputnik News. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.